Week 2 of the low tier mayhem was one to forget, as we lost a close one to Tone where I played poorly basically every turn of the game. In today's battle we come up against Emil and his Montreal Ice Cubes, a player we have played many times on this channel. He is a very creative builder, which makes him difficult to play against, not knowing what could be coming your way on any given turn. Focus will be key this week as we need to make sure to not lose to any of the potential traps that Emil will set for us in this battle. If you are excited for today's Draft League battle, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are still on the road to 1,000 subscribers and every subscription helps along that way. Our team remains unchanged with Crocodile, Uxie, Empoleon, Okidogi, Iron Leaves, Tauros, Regidrago, Salazzle, Mimikyu, Ampharos, and Cloth. Emil is known for being a creative drafter as well, and this team is no exception. His team consists of Kleavor, Serperior, Bellibolt, Munkidori, Regigigas, Incineroar, Arboliva, Golduck, Golurk, Lucario, and Glaceon. His Terra captain is Regigigas, that with Terra Normal can be extremely threatening, especially if he can get through the slow start turns. The most important thing to note about Emil's team this week is his lack of Fairy type, unless he uses Terra on his Regigigas to fill that role. This gives our Regidrago a big opportunity in this game to do a lot of damage. Emil's biggest threat this game is going to be the Serperior, however, a Pokemon that can get out of hand with Leaf Storm and Contrary. The margins are going to be very thin in terms of switching into this Pokemon and making sure we can survive any follow-up attacks. Munkidori is also a very difficult Pokemon to play around, especially as a lead. It has a great set of coverage moves that are difficult for my common defensive Pokemon like Empoleon and Crocodile to switch in on regularly. Otherwise, main focus of this game will be preventing Lucario from trying to set up and taking over in the mid to late game, a Pokemon that has a very diverse set of priority options which are good against my team. Regidrago leads us off this week, but it also doubles as a win condition as well. We are running a mixed loaded dice set this week with Dragon Dance, a set that can take advantage of Emil having no Fairy type. Emil could elect to run Terra Fairy on his Regigigas, but is unlikely due to it being walled by Empoleon. Scale Shot allows us to put a lot of pressure on turn 1, killing a potential Kleavor lead with 5 hits, or getting a lot of damage on an early switch-in like Bellibolt. 140 speed allows us to outspeed Incineroar and Glaceon if they are not running a speed boosting nature, and Earthquake gives us super effective coverage against Lucario and Bellibolt, which will deal massive damage after a Dragon Dance. Draco Meteor then gives us a way to pressure Pokemon like Arboliva and the aforementioned Bellibolt, which may think that they can handle a physical Regidrago set. Empoleon is our primary stealth rocker this week, but also has the ability to play an offensive role in this matchup. We are a weakness policy to take advantage of some late game situations against Pokemon like Regigigas that needs Terra Ground to break through it. Timid 252 speed allows us to then take advantage of agility, outspeeding almost every possible set Emil can run this week. Surf and Ice Beam round out our coverage, allowing us to hit every Pokemon in his team either neutrally or super effectively outside of his Golduck. It is important to stress though that this is a hazard setter first, as we need to make sure Pokemon like Incineroar are not able to come in for free against this team after we get a Stealth Rock up. For the third week in a row, we bring Swords Dance Iron Leaves. Terra Ground allows us to attack through Pokemon like Incineroar and Bellibolt with Terra Blast, enabling the late game sweep. We are foregoing Leaf Blade again this week for close combat, a move that is critical in being able to kill a potential Grassy Seed Arboliva. Psyblade at +2 is more than enough damage against Pokemon like Golurk and Golduck, allowing us to forego the powerful Grass move. 228 Jolly allows us to outspeed Regigigas and Lucario sets, forcing the Lucario into priority or choice item to revenge kill Iron Leaves. Crocodile this week helps tie a lot of the game plans together. It gives us an additional stealth rocker if Empoleon is compromised early or has an opportunity to take advantage of weakness policy. Intimidate and Choppleberry are key parts of the set this week, allowing us to be an offensive check to a potential setup Lucario. Jolly 200 speed allows us to outspeed all Kleavor sets, providing another way to check that Pokemon with an Intimidate drop. It is likely as well that this will mean we outspeed Lucario, as Lucario will likely try to target outspeeding the Okidogi, giving up on the potential Crocodile matchup. Gunk Shot is our coverage move this week, giving us a way to punish Serperior and Arboliva that may want to aggressively switch in on Earthquake. Substitute Okidogi is the next Pokemon on the team, a crucial addition to handle Emil's biggest threats in Serperior. Black Sludge allows us to come in on a Pokemon like the Kleavor and the Serperior through the mid-game, gaining HP back to continue to switch in repeatedly. 224 speed allows us to outspeed all Incineroar and Glaceon sets, killing them with a powerful close combat. Substitute is there to prevent being revenge killed by Munkidori, a Pokemon that can be problematic to switch into regularly. This forces a Pokemon like Bellibolt to be the counterplay, which makes it much easier for our Crocodile to handle that after being damaged or potentially toxic. And then Mimikyu rounds out the team with some extra protection against Pokemon like the Kleavor and the Lucario. Rocky Helmet gives us the ability to punish moves like U-turn from the Kleavor, gaining us a critical chip over the course of the game. Will-O-Wisp is also a great utility move in this matchup, as Incineroar is the only Pokemon that wants to take a Will-O-Wisp. Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak, and Drain Punch in combination then give us a way to pick up critical knockouts if threats like Lucario or Serperior get out of hand behind a disguise. And that is the team this week. Shout out to Kaz for all of the build support and to Diet Tight for all of the mock support. Let's get right into the battle. Alright, time for the battle. The Terra type for Amel on Regigigas is Flying type actually, which is interesting. And what that gives us is Amel doesn't have a really good Dragon switch in, which means our loaded dice Regidrago is going to have a really good time in this matchup because it gets the Scale Shot kind of for free here. Now there's stuff like the Arboliva and like the Serperior, which like, depending on rolls can get weird, but that Pokemon is going to deal a lot of damage this matchup, and that's just where we're going to start off in this game. The only Cleaver set that can really punish that is Adamant Choice Band, and I think that's probably pretty unlikely to see turn 1, and that can actually really only kill with X-Scizor to start off with. So we're going to lead with that and just Scale Shot turn 1. No Incineroar either, which is why we were Terra Ground partially. But let's get right into the game. Good luck to Amel. Amel, as I said in the team builder, is a very creative player. So you have to be very, very mindful of that when playing against him because he can kind of pull... he's got a bit of a bag at times. So we got to be mindful of that. Alright, turn 1, I'm just going to click Scale Shot and claim a kill. I think that is the most productive use of this turn. As I said, there's only one set that really punishes this, and I do lead, and if I get 5 hits here, then this thing is just gone. And we've just killed one Pokemon for free here, which would be super, super useful just to use Regidrago to pick up the first Pokemon of the game. And if not, then I outspeed anyway, and I get it. Okay, so we hit 4 times, which is perfectly fine. He's Stone Axed. So we've gotten rocks up, but we're going to be either able to pick this up or set up Stealth Rocks to kill this later. So that's really, really good news for me there. How much damage did that do? That's probably just like a standard Focus Sash lead set. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Maybe Adamant Sash. So what I'm gonna do here is, I think my best bet is just to Earthquake to not miss. Because if I miss it, yeah, I'm just gonna Earthquake to not miss. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna stay in. I could have Draco'd there, but I kind of figured he might just want to get rid of this Pokemon where it's taking so much damage, and it just dies to rocks. And it would be kind of like if I miss there, not that it's like the end of the world, but it's kind of something I don't have to necessarily play around. So he comes into Lucario here. Now Lucario is a Pokemon I kind of switch into a little bit poorly in this matchup. And I kind of do expect Priority Move to come out here. I mean, Vacuum Wave doesn't actually kill this thing. Though this is definitely going to die to Extreme Speed. That's for certain. So I kind of expect an Extreme Speed or a Fighting Move to come out here. I don't expect him to go for anything else. So, I mean, while it is kind of risky to go into the Mimikyu early and risk this is kind of my best switch in for now. Especially where he could be special and have a move for Okidoki. And I kind of do expect him to just use up a priority move here. Whether it be probably just an Extreme Speed to pick that off, because this Pokemon could just get out of hand against him very quickly. And he does elect to go for the Extreme Speed, so really good turn sequence there for me at this point. And I should be definitely faster than some sets on this Pokemon. Well, no, yeah, we could be faster. I think we're faster than some Lucario, some Pokemon that this thing is trying to check. So at this point, the question is what do I want to? How do I want to play this turn? We do have Regidrago saved in the back. That's going to be a really good Pokemon to have in the back. I kind of just want a Willow here, honestly. If he stays in and tries to break my disguise, I get a burn against one of his big physical attackers. If he tries to set up, I have my disguise and I can Drain Punch the turn after. If he goes to something like the Bellibolt, then I'm just going to get a Willow off. I think Willow is just really beneficial to a lot of the Pokemon that Emil can go into this turn. And he just goes into Regigigas, so if I get a burn here, that'd be massive. That'd just be super huge for this turn. And I'm going to get a Willow-off. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That is exactly kind of what we needed. That's going to make this game just a little bit easier to go through. And now what I think I can do here is go into Empoleon. And the reason I want to go into Empoleon is because this is Terra Flying, it should wall basically every set. And it gets me my Stealth Rocks. And Stealth Rocks will be... Stealth Rocks is not super good in this matchup, but it's certainly, certainly interesting. And Empoleon, there's no Monkey Dory, so there's not like a lot of use for Empoleon, honestly, in this game. Not that much, at least. So I might as well get some value out of it here by getting my Stealth Rocks up early. And that'll give me some extra utility to push against the Belly Bolt. He does go for the Earthquake, so I do I do reveal my weakness policy. Do I just go for an Agility? Is it time? Are we cooking here? This is not exactly the plan, but I mean, this is a plan. Certainly that can go off here. So if I look at like a Reggie... So I guess... I mean, is there a reason I don't just Agility here? I kind of expect him, if he has Protect, to go for something like that here. And if I Agility, I'm definitely going to have the opportunity to surf this twice. So I'm just going to go for the Agility. Let's just put some massive pressure on this this Regigigas. Because this is a 2 KO now. And he's going to Thunder Wave. Okay, so good play by Emil there. That kind of makes sense. So this Paralyze is pretty unfortunate, but I am just going to be able to get a Surf off here. And if I do have to lose this Pokemon... then I can just come into something like the Crocodile and pressure it after. So I'm just going to go for the Surf. This is going to do probably about, to max HP, this is doing a little bit about half. So with the burn, we're definitely looking in the 2 KO kind of range here. Unless this is like full Spit Af. So this looks like to be a max HP kind of angle here. And I mean, we're taking 0 damage from this Pokemon. So all we have to do is kind of avoid a Paralyze here. And then this Pokemon is kind of done for. Is there any reason to Ice Beam? That's no, that's just not close enough. I mean, I could be him and Ice Beam on like a Surf switch in, but that's just not productive. I'm just going to click Surf. Surf is going to do a decent amount to that Pokemon anyway. And I don't want to just risk like randomly throwing the game here. So let's just put a Surf. If Emil tries to get creative, go to the Arboliva, go to the Serperior, that's fine. We have certainly other options there. I would have liked to have got my Rocks up. And maybe I could have still done that, but this could have been a turn to do that. But putting Surf damage on is going to be so nice. I do get to pick this Pokemon up, which is nice. So that's a crit. That does not matter. And we're up quickly 2-0 here. Regidrago and Empoleon kind of showing their worth here early in this game. And this endgame is looking pretty good for my, what's it called? He's just going to go into Lucario. So Lucario here probably trying to just get a revenge kill here. So because of this, I think what I want to do is just sack this Empoleon off. I mean, Lucario definitely outspeeds here. But as I said, I don't really have a great switch into this. And if he does set up, I do have the Mimikyu in the back with the skies up. So I kind of just expect Emil to attack. He's just going to go for the close combat as kind of expected here. So we lose Empoleon. Empoleon trading for the Regigigas is pretty good there. That is kind of a good value trade in that turn. I do get the opportunity. Oh, we do see... Oh, he eject packs out. Okay, so we can't kind of get that. So he gets to pick what he goes into here, which is fine. What I'm going to do is I need to open up a Serperior. Serperior is one of the Pokemon I'm really bad with knowing what it actually has moves for, because I know it doesn't have coverage to hit. He goes to Arboliva. Uh-oh. I swear, this Arboliva is always a problem. Arboliva as like a Pokemon in general, I should know a little bit more about it because I did a video on Sand, and this was a potential common Pokemon for that. So I mean, this could be... Emil could have some bag in here that does something with this, but I kind of just want to go into my Okie Dokie to put pressure on this. There's really nothing that can go wrong by doing this, right? because he can't really be fast. And I mean, yeah, this is just going to kill pretty much most sets. So let's go into Arboliva. Now this is going to invite in the Belly Bolt, which is perfectly fine. I'm okay with Belly Bolt. We kind of expect Muddy Water to come out of it, and I could set up a substitute, but I'm just going to go for the knockoff. I really expect him to switch. He could also be, like, he can't be any weakness policy shenanigans, because close combat just, like, kills right through that. And I kind of, you know, he kind of has to switch. And I think, if I'm able, if I think of, like, what type of situation I want to open up, this is kind of one of the ones I want to open up, because it allows me to get Belly Bolt in. It's the easiest one for me to switch into, given the eject pack. And he's going to switch out. He could go Lucario. That would be really aggressive, because I think close combat is super free, and he does go Belly Bolt. Would really love a Toxic on this Pokemon. That would make this game so much simpler. Electro, it is Shook a Berry. Okay, that's good. That is good. So I think we can just safely go out here. Let me just calc the Belly Bolt. We didn't get Static, which is nice. I mean, that looks to me just to be physically defensive. So there's no reason for me just not to go out into Crocodile here. At this point, I do, as I said, I do have Choppleberry here for the Lucario, but I do have Mimikyu in the back still, so I'm not super concerned about that Lucario. This Crocodile will be really good for this scenario. And if he could make a double here, that would be a good play on Emil's part, but I kind of expect him to maybe Volt Switch, or just maybe Muddy Water, honestly, to put pressure on the Crocodile. I mean, that would be a good play on this turn, and there's not, like, super a lot I can do about that. I guess I could just stay in, but I don't know. I'm kind of content to just put damage on this. And he's just going to slack off. Okay. So it looks like his goal is to use Muddy Water. His goal is to just Muddy Water into Choppleberry Muddy Water this thing down. So that kind of, you know, I kind of see how that plays out. Question here is, how do I want to make an aggressive double? I don't really see a reason to here. Yeah, I have Okidogi in the back, so I think what I want to just do is I can Earthquake or Gunk Shot here. I think he's going to try to Muddy. This might be a 2 KO. I probably should have Gunk Shot it, actually. Yeah, I probably should have Gunk Shot it. That would have been a fire play. That would have really just potentially got me super far ahead. Oh, he's going to go into this. This is the Pokemon I already know about. Arboliva. Okay. And that's in a Seed Sower. Is this going to be Grassy Seed? It's not. That was something that we had considered. Was him being Grassy Seed in this spot. Gunk Shot is never killing here. And he probably has Giga Drain. I mean, there's no reason for me not to go right back into Okidogi. I think at this point I can certainly just save. I can certainly just save my Crocodile. It still has a lot of good use against the Lucario, for example. It just sets up the Reflect. Okay. Interesting. So there's a good chance this could be Light Clay. I think what I want to do is Poison Jab. And the reason I could substitute here. Does substitute gain me anything by clicking? On this turn, let me put Reflect up for all my calcs, of course, because that's going to be important to remember. I'm kind of just going to Poison Jab. I think there's like a good chance that, you know, he stays in. And if I get I want a Toxic or a Poison on this thing. That's good. That's really good. We'll take that. He's going to Earth Power here. I should be fine to take that. Perfect. And I do get a little bit of recovery of both the Black Sludge and the Terrain. So I'm perfectly okay with that. And now I should be able to pressure this because of the Toxic. This should just be dead to Close Combat. So I kind of have no reason not to click Close Combat at this point. You can bring in the Superior. The Superior is kind of a problem, to be honest. Now, I've kind of left myself maybe a little bit weak to that Pokemon. Let me do some Regidrago calcs versus the Superior. It's got Dragon Pulse, so obviously. Yeah, that's something I need to consider. So I kind of do want to save this Pokemon. But I do think Close Combat should be enough to kill here. So I'm just going to go for Close Combat. And this should be able to pick up a kill against Arboliva. It does. Nice. Alright, so Arboliva is down off the back of Okidogi. So now we're going to have to switch this out, of course, against pretty much anything that comes in. As I said, I don't think the Superior comes in likely at this point, even though the Reflect is up, and with that terrain, we have brought up a lot of damage. Now, he could be Grassy Seed Superior, which would be interesting. He just brings in the Lucario. Okay, so we know this is close combat and extreme speed. I think there's a really high likelihood that this just has Earthquake as the last slot. Is there... And we know it's a jetpack, so it's probably got Earthquake. It could have Psychic or something. Let me go look. Let me see the Crocodile calc here. Problem is Earthquake doesn't kill. And I do want to protect my... I think this Pokemon honestly has the lowest value at this point. So I'm just going to go into Crocodile. This Pokemon just has the lowest value. And if he hits an Earthquake, I should live Earthquake. Especially with the what's it called? The grassy terrain up. A little bit of recovery. Oh yeah, it is Inner Focus. And he does just Psychic. So that was... a good thing Jason brought that, actually. I forgot, just for some reason completely, that this guy had Psychic. So Grass leaves. I am Chople. Question is do I play around Superior here? Is there a reason to? What's the status on Reflect? How many turns do we have left of that? One more turn. In theory. He could be Light Clay, of course. I mean, I'm just going to Earthquake. You know, play to my Chople. I'm faster. Wow, okay. I can't say I necessarily expected that, but I guess we'll take it. He must be very slow, very defensive. And we do live that. So that's really good for me, because that means that I should be able to kill this. Now we'll see if there's still a Reflect. Alright, so this was Light Clay. So there's still a few more... How many more turns of this do we have? 3 more. Well, that's good, because we've kind of wasted at least one. Extreme Speed... Well, Jolly doesn't kill. So there is that. If he's slow... Yeah, so he's got a little bit of HP. He's probably Jolly. I mean, he's probably Jolly, given our speed. You know, we sped down. You know, never punished for the aggressive speed creeps, by the way. That is the Draft League way. Unfortunately, I could have knocked there. Problem is, knock doesn't kill here. Because the Reflect is up. If Reflect wasn't up here, then we just knock to punish the Superior that could come in here and be fine with that. But he's just going to go for Extreme Speed, and it's Jolly, so it does not kill. Nice. That is perfect. We will take that every day of the week. Now, it's really likely here that Superior comes in, so we have to really manage the Superior situation as best as we can to prevent that from causing a problem. So we got a +2 on my Ogie Dogie. Ogie Dogie doesn't even kill with Poison Jab, which is like kind of a problem, to be honest. Dragon Pulse doesn't kill. I mean, this should be fine, right? Hold on. I mean, we're just going to stay in. There's not really another play. I kind of just do have to sack this off and just go for the knockoff. He's going to go for the Leaf Storm. If he missed, that's really good for me. But, no, one thing that's good here is to Reflect. Reflect is up next turn. Reflect is up next turn. What is the calc on Mimikyu here? I still do have the Disguise, which is really nice for Mimikyu, actually, in this spot. Because I can SD with the Disguise and potentially do enough damage here. So I'm going to go into this now. I could have gone into my Iron Leaves, but I don't think that's necessarily helping me in this spot. I could go for Knock. Man, the Superior is kind of a problem, but if I look at Iron Leaves... I mean, Iron Leaves I think is still fine to pick this up after, so we're just going to Poison Jab here. Once again, I think we're in a really good spot either way. Because this Dragon Pulse doesn't kill. From Timid. Does Modest even kill? No, it doesn't. Oh, is he choice locked? Holy shit, that might just be choice specs. Or no, that could just be Modest. Oh! Well, okay. Well, that's a crit. I don't know if the crit necessarily mattered. Damn. That like looked to be Modest. I think like with the way that the game was probably going, I could have SD'd and probably won that game still anyway. Because this is Shukaberry, I think we should be fine to pick up a win here. So I think what I want to do is just sack this Pokemon off and honestly just go for a Poison Jab to maximize the chances of poisoning this Pokemon in this endgame here. And we do get a Toxic Chain off. Perfect. Okay. Electromorphosis is going to boost the electric type moves, and he's going to parabolic charge. That's the Giga Drain move. Yeah, okay. But we do have Iron Leaves, which is Terra Ground, and Belly Bolt is probably just going to meet its demise here, unfortunately, to the Iron Leaves. So there we go. All right, cool. This game actually ended up going pretty well. I don't think I would say a little bit nervous after last week playing so particularly poorly. But we'll just get the Terra off, go for the Terra Ground. We knew it was Shuckenberry because we knocked it off. But I think realistically how that end game plays, I think we're fine still. I think we're probably fine to win that end game still, given that we still had the disguise on Mimikyu to play around that. So keeping that disguise around this time and not throwing it like last week, certainly playing to my benefit. And we do just pick up a kill. Is that another crit? No, it isn't. Cool. All right, we just pick up a kill. Iron Leaves kills the Belly Bolt, and that is a big, big win. Honestly, we needed a good win to get back in the win column this week, and that was what that was. A really good win, 3-0 against Amel. Good game to Amel. I think that game executed well. Team was prepped well, and yeah, not much more to say about that. Next week, we come up against Tiro Price, so that'll be an exciting one, so stay tuned for that next week. That's all for today, and as always, have a wonderful day.